the same car and model.
Mm.
Right. And see, and that's what I was trying to teach my wife. My wife doesn't understand that. And she's trying to like, you got to compare apples to apples.
Yeah.
And even though it's the same make and model, if it's a different trim, that means something. You can't just say, oh, well, this one is like, $3,000 cheaper, but it's the base model. You know what I mean? You can't, that's not apples to apples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that one's cheaper, but it has cloth seats and not leather. Yeah. It doesn't have navigation, and this one does. It doesn't have, satellite, but this one does. It doesn't have, you know what I mean? So that stuff matters, and it makes difference. So make sure you're comparing apples to apples. Yeah. Don't just ignore those numbers and letters after the
model of the car.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what, and even when we were negotiating, my wife was trying to like, because I felt a little bad because I was negotiating with the guy, even though I went in knowing that was a great deal, like already.
But you're still trying to get a better deal.
Exactly.
Same thing I do. And I'm going in with a straight face, and I'm probably going to cry.
So, so know that, know your or whatever. So because when we went in for the first car we were looking at was a Hyundai Sonata hybrid.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, gas saver.
Right. And when we went in, I only had the pre-approval for a different car that I looked at earlier, and the car was like $3,000 less, but it was a Lexus. But anyway,
high maintenance.
And so, and the rate that I was approved for that was just like off the internet, like just real quick thing or whatever. I didn't get like a pre-approval for like my top credit. I just got a pre-approval for that specific car, like online. And it was still like a 5. My credit rating was a 5, which was still a little bit high, but not too high. So, but I knew it was way better than the 6 and 8s and all this stuff this guy was coming with.
Right.
So the thing is, there's a couple things you want to match or key points to focus on. That's your rate, your interest rate. Mm-hmm. That's why I said you have to know what you can get. At the same time, though, like you can't go in there with a 6-something demanding like, the top rates. You have to be reasonable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you do have a good credit score and they're coming with some bullshit, something with like 3 points higher than what you're worth, then you got to know that you can walk away from that and get someplace else.
Yeah.
Right. So, after I listened to him, whatever, telling me that was the best rate I could get and all that, I was like, really? I'm like, because just last week I was approved for a 5, by Capital One. He was like, really? First he asked me, I was like, Capital One. He was like, okay, I'm going to go pull it. It should still be good because they're good for like a month. Mm. And he pulled it and he was like, well, and he started going through like the fact that, the car is older and it's this and it's not the same and da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, it's not the same, but I can still get a better rate better than a 6. I already know that, like, for sure. Like, and he tried to downplay my credit.
Wow.
And which it's Tactics. It's not top notch. It's better than okay. Mm-hmm. He tried to play me like it's okay.
Right.
On most charts, my credit is considered between good and very good.
Yeah.
Not excellent, but good to very good. Right. And he was like, oh, it's okay. It's not bad. Like, okay, no, it's better than that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Don't even play me.
So we literally walked away from that, even though I was somewhat willing to take that deal because I figured a point wasn't that much and I could always refinance. And that car, I did a lot of research, and that car and that trim level, that was like, it was a top of the line Sonata hybrid.
Oh.
So, and it was a good price. There was no price close to that anywhere for like 100 miles.
Wow.
Like I did, that was a for
you
sale.
You looked it up. You did your research.
Yeah. So I knew it was a great deal. And I was like, I could refinance really and da-da-da. And but my wife was like, no, we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, I'm with your wife.
So yeah, she was right in the long run.
Oh, okay,
but at the time I was like, I wanted to get the car.
Right.
Because
there.
They sell out pretty fast, and I've been looking at a couple other cars, and she was kind of being slow, and then they were selling out.
You want to get it over with?
Yes, I got a lot of shit on me, and that was one box I needed to check off. I really wanted to check that box.
Get this extra off my floatie.
So yeah, she was like, no, we're gonna go and we're gonna get pre-approved from someplace else, and we're gonna get our better rate, and then we'll go back to the dealership after that, and da-da-da. And I was like, okay. So she was right. So this time I went back to my credit union that I hadn't been back to since they turned me down 15 years ago. And I went in there now with the new me. With my new credit and my new house. And
you've been a member for 15 years.
And I actually wasn't a member. But I never joined. Because after they didn't give me a loan, I was like, why should I join? I was like, forget y'all. So I wasn't mad at them, but at the same time, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
I have had my job for 18 and a half years.
Oh, see?
So, yeah. And so I went and got approved for like $60,000 with like a, actually I got like a 3.75.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah.
Way better.
Shoot. So anyway, so the guy who was trying to sell me the Sonata, he was all playing hardball and just let me walk away.
Right, yeah.
But after I walked away, he stopped steady hollering at me.
On email and text.
Yeah. And I told him, like, you got to come with something better. And he's talking about that's the best he can do. I'm like, okay, well then.
So you went and got that 3.75. I
said, I'll go get my financing from someplace else, and then I come back and buy your car if I'm still interested.
Hello.
So he let me walk away. And then after that, I wasn't longer interested because I found another car that I liked better than the Sonata.
Well, what tell me what it was.
Well, it's the one that's sitting out there, which is the Kia Niro.
Yes.
And I liked it better because the Sonata, especially the top of the line, was more plush and luxurious. But this Niro, it got 50 miles to the gallon.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a hybrid. A hybrid SUV, baby SUV, little tiny SUV. It's not tiny, but it's bigger than our last car. It's mid-size. It's a step up. And we didn't get the baseline trim. And I didn't get the fully loaded one either. I could have, but I didn't want to because the fully loaded one is a little bit heavier and you get a little bit less gas mileage. And I wanted that 50.
Yes.
I wanted that 50. I didn't want 48, 49. I wanted the 50 because 50 was available. And all the other trim levels, so I would get the highest trim level with the 50, and that's what I did.
Wow.
I got the LX, and I told him, I was like, I'm interested in another car now. And I said, oh, by the way, I got approved for a 3.75. And he was like, oh, wow, congratulations, where at? I was like, my credit union. He's like, oh, yeah, credit union. Of course, a credit union. That's the only way you're going to. I'm like, no, you told me the best I was going to do was a 6, first of all. And on top of that, I said, Capital One got back to me. And instead of a 5, they offered me like a 4 something.
Yeah,
actually.
Thank you. No.
And they're a bank. He's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, I was like, yes, for $60,000. Yes, for the higher price car. Yes, $60,000. I can get any car I want.
Anyway, wow.
With a 4 telling me that I can't get a little funky $16,000 car. For under a 6.
Oh, they trying to get over.
Yeah.
Trying to make them interest rates higher so they can get more money.
Of course.
Wow.
So
did your credit union finance me for my car?
If you join. What? If you join, and if you qualify and join. But not everybody. Credit unions, they have rules like who can join.
Yeah.
So it all depends.
Yeah.
But they're not as strict as you would think. A lot of times people can, just a regular person. It just all depends. It's kind of like a Costco membership. It just depends.
I know that when I was working at the post office, and the post office has their own credit union that are only for postal members. But you can refer a family or a friend. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you know
When I was telling you about the first car that I refinanced through the Air Force credit union, and I'm not in the Air Force.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The reason why I got in at the time, they said like any family member, and I had a couple. My father was an ex-Marine, and my brother was an ex-Marine.
Oh,
and I guess I got in on the strength of that. But for some reason, after I paid off my car, they kicked me out. Oh. Yeah, I paid it off early. And
like thanks, but no thanks.
This is another hack. Another hack, guys. Now all of the financial experts tell you that this is a horrible decision and it's a bad decision to finance a car for 72 or 84 months, anything longer than I guess 48 or something like that.
Yeah, 2 years, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So
years.
yeah, they say it's a horrible decision because, it isn't and it isn't. It all depends. This is the way. So this is the way that I like to do it. I did it last time, and I'm doing it this time again. Now, if you finance for 72 months or 84 months, meaning like 6 or 7 years, 6 or 7 years, and you pay your minimum payment every month, and it takes you that long to pay it off, then that is a bad idea because you end up paying several $1,000s way more than the car was worth, right? However, if you double up your payments, and you don't even have to do this every single month, but if you double up your payments, and the payments would be so low, like my payments are so low, I can double my payments and it still be cheaper than a lot of people's car notes.
Wow.
And see, I like doing it that way. Then when Christmas time comes, when anniversary time comes, when emergencies pop up, I can make my minimum little bitty itty bitty payment, not worry about my credit or anything, make that payment, have that extra money to handle the emergency or, you know, for Christmas or for whatever I need it for.
Yeah.
And then when things get back to normal, I go back to doubling up. Now, I had a 7 year, I think 7 years. It was 72 months, whatever, 7 years, I think that is, right?
Yeah.
For my first car. I paid it off in like 4.
Oh.
Which is the standard time alone. But it was a lot easier for me to pay it off in 4 like that and not have that strain of worrying about, like if I had financed it for that much, my note would have been twice as big. And when things came up, I would have had trouble handling it. See, so that's how you do it. You finance it for the longer term, keep the payments down low, but double up on the payments and don't take all that time to pay the car off. That's how you win, and that's when it's not a bad idea to do that. So they never acknowledge that when they say it's a horrible idea to do. They never acknowledge the fact that you can double up.
Yeah, you can pay more. Easily. You don't have to pay the minimum.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that's a tip. That's a tip right there. That's a really broke-ass hack. Anyway, that's enough about cars and stuff or whatever.
Oh, that was good.
What's been up with you, Dee, since the last time we checked in? It's been a minute. We had the holiday and all
that. I
that.
know. We've been working. I'm really actually getting geared up for this coming up a week. It's just so much going on. It's Jessica's birthday coming up.
Okay.
So shout out Jessica and DJ Chris.
Shout out.
And man.
Shout out to my nephew Angelo. He just had a birthday too.
Shout out all the Virgos.
He's a Marine over in Japan right now.
Ooh. Yeah, so shout out all the Virgos. But so she wants us to dress up like crooks, like thieves and robbers.
Oh, crooks. I thought you was saying like DJ crooks.
Yeah, like her husband.
Yeah.
Wear dreads.
I was like, why you gonna dress like her husband? That don't make sense. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants to dress up like thieves and robbers or whatever. So I've been struggling trying to figure out how to dress like a thief or a robber.
Right.
Like what? Don't they just wear like jeans and a shirt?
Well, you could do not like put a comedic spin on it, and wear like a mask, like in like a costume, kind of like the Hamburglar or something, a striped shirt. You know what I mean?
Okay, I don't know.
You know what I mean? You could do it up like that. You could wear like a striped shirt and like a mask or something, or you could do like a ski mask.
I like that.
And wear like a black cat suit.
Okay.
And be a sexy cat burglar.
Oh, okay.
An all black cat suit with a ski mask on. Or just that kind of the mask that just goes like a bandit, like a raccoon, like a raccoon mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw your hair in a ponytail.
Okay.
And like a white pearl necklace. Bam.
A white pearl necklace.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You're a high class cat burglar.
All right. Pearls.
Sexy cat burglar. And the white on the black background, it's gonna pop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your accessory.
Pearls.
Yeah. Of course, you got to wear black pumps.
All right.
Yeah. There you go. So now you
got
your
the whole damn outfit down.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell I was about to put on.
Yeah. Now you know.
Well, there I have it. I'll be a cat burglar. The thing about the cat burglar suit is I can't really dance in that.
Why not?
Because it's too constricting. It's tight. You can't dance. You can't bust down in that. You can't bust down Tatiana in the cat suit.
Seemed like I thought women would be used to dancing tight stuff all the time. Seemed like that's all they wear is tight stuff to clubs and whatever else.
Yeah, I wear my tight stuff to the club, but I need my leg. I gotta be able to bounce. I don't know, but I'll see.
I mean,
I'll try it on.
They seem like they give. They're real flexy. It's like yoga pants. It's made for working out.
Okay, maybe I have to. I'm thinking of okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of Halle Berry's cat suit. It was like pleather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm thinking more like yoga pants material. Yeah, spandex. Yeah, I'm thinking because that would cost you a fortune.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about.
I ain't got a fortune.
Yeah. See, what I'm talking about ain't gonna cost you that much money.
Okay.